Are you preparing for a job interview? Well, there's one question that I can guarantee will be asked in every interview. And ironically, it is the most underprepared or most overlooked question by every interviewee. And the question is, do you have any questions for us? This is asked by every interviewer at the end of the interview. And more often than less, people say, no. Sometimes they don't have any questions to ask because interviews are generally looked at as a one-way inquiry, but other times they want to give the impression that I'm happy with whatever you're offering, whatever you are as a company, what the salary is, etc. And I'm just kind of ready to join and get the job done without asking any questions. Now, unless you're applying to be a hitman, then the employer does not want any questions asked. In all other cases, questions show interest. Because you're asking and ensuring that this is the right place for you, it shows a genuine interest rather than blindly saying yes and then later finding out that this is actually not really working well for you. Moreover, when you ask these questions at the end of the interview, it leads to more open and candid conversations, and overall, it reinforces your interest in the role and sets you apart from other candidates. So today, I will share some questions that you should and shouldn't ask in an interview. So starting from the questions that you can ask, we can divide them into 3 categories. So questions about the company, questions about the role, and questions about the hiring process. Starting from questions about the company. When you're asking these questions, make sure not to ask things that are very obvious or publicly available information. Like, for example, how many branches do you have? This does not hold any value and you should already know this. Instead, ask questions like, how good is their work environment, team dynamics, and what makes them unique? It shows that you're looking for a right fit for the company and yourself. Or are there any specific company goals for this year, or how I can contribute to those goals in my current role? What is your biggest priority in the next 6 months and how can I contribute to it in my role? Or how would you describe the company's culture? You can also ask the interviewer what they like most about the company, or what is the biggest challenge the company is facing right now. Questions like these show your interest in the bigger picture, and the hiring panel would look at you as someone who is actually interested in joining the team and to contributing to the company's success, rather than someone who's going to come in, do the bare minimum, 9 to 5, go home. Secondly, you can ask questions about the role. So what does a day in this role look like? Or how do you measure success in this role? Or what are the career progression options in this role? Or what further training is available in this role? Or if there are any other opportunities that you can enroll into as a part of this role. Again, this will show your interest in this role and its minor details, and that you're not just interested in the current position being offered, but also how you can evolve further into it. Lastly, you can ask questions about the hiring process. So questions like, what does the hiring timeline look like? How many vacancies are available for this role? Or you can also ask the interviewer about their role or their journey in the company. I hope that this has given you a good insight about the type of questions that you should ask at the end of an interview. And it not only helps you understand the role and the company better, but also leaves a very good, nice last impression. And to keep that nice last impression, it is important to not ask certain questions. For example, firstly, do not ask how you performed in the interview. You can always ask for feedback later on, but do not ask about your performance during the interview because they can't really tell you that and it just creates a weird vibe. And secondly, do not ask about the pay or about holidays during the interview unless you are asked. Unless they ask you if you have any booked holidays or any planned holidays, do not bring it up yourself. Of course, you should tell them about your holidays and you should always negotiate salary once the role has been offered to you, but not during an interview unless you are asked about it. And if you're applying in a physiotherapy role, I would highly recommend watching our videos on interview preparation for bands 5, 6, and 7. I will link it somewhere here. And if you have any other questions that you think should be asked at the end of an interview, do let us know in comments below. We would love to see them. We would love to hear them. And obviously it adds to the value of the video as well. So thank you so much for being here and good luck with your interview. Bye.